so tired of winter. It's been so grey and so cold for so long. It's so boring. I need some adventure. I need to go outside and hang off some cliffs. The evenings are drawing out, and I have actually left work at a reasonable hour today, but I've had lights on my bike since the end of October, and they'll stay on until the end of March, because I'm cycling to work as the sun's coming up, and I'm cycling home from work after the sun's gone down. So I'm at work all day in my office or in a lab while it's daytime, and I'm home when it's nighttime. So I think Jack built this bird box at Cubs or Scouts. He's 22 now, so it's done well. But I'm gonna have to find a new bird box. So this is a Raspberry Pi Zero. The bird box I've taken apart, that Raspberry Pi, there's a PIR sensor, there's an infrared LED, and there's a little camera without an infrared filter so it can see with infrared light. And what the Raspberry Pi did, which is a little computer, every time it detected movement inside the bird box, it would take a photo and upload it to Twitter. When Twitter stopped being Twitter and became X, the tweetypi bird box got banned. And nowadays you can buy these. This is a Raspberry Pi Zero 2, is it? Much more powerful. With this little tiny computer, I can now capture live video. So I've got a new camera, probably a better camera, and I've already, it took me like 10 minutes. I think there's already Python code for it on the Raspberry Pi, the main Raspberry Pi website. Yeah, I created a little program that will just send live video from this camera over my local network to an IP address. Or you know how it works. Live video. Look at the IP anyway. So this will be a lot simpler. This will actually live inside the bird box. So I'll just run a low power 5-volt power cable in to power this. I need to get a fresh infrared LED which I'll solder onto a couple of these pins here. So I need to find a way of getting those wires in and out of here. Yeah, maybe out through this little grill there, right? Or this little grill here, maybe. Yeah, but the problem is I haven't got a bird box now. My bird box is falling apart. So I thought, well, we'll keep it local. And went to a couple of local shops. Do you have any nesting boxes, please? They all sold out. But the guy in the second shops, these are local shops run by local people. They're not chains. And in the second shop, the guy said, oh, my cousin makes them. I'll give him a ring. So we gave him a ring, had a chat. And then we went round. He's up the way there, just wandered round. He's an older guy, retired, he's got 2 sheds, totally jealous. And loads of space. Yeah, he makes bird boxes. He's a cancer patient. So now he makes bird boxes for charity, gives them to the Red Ambulance. The red, what do you call them? The flying ambulances, yeah? Anyway, he gives them to charity. Charity sells them, makes money. And he had a couple on the go, and he's adapting it for me right now. He's put a little flat roof on the top so that I can get in and put my camera in there. So I'm going to pop round later and buy that and see if I can get all this together. Very nice though, very nice. Just got to find my infrared LEDs in here somewhere. There you go. So, oh, that's probably really do with space for like a 3D printer. Hang on, which leg's long? That leg's long. Could really do with space for a 3D printer because I haven't figured out how I'm gonna get the camera at the right angle, because you know the roof's gonna be like that. Well, and if I had a 3D printer at home, I could figure it out. Is that not? I might not be able to see the infrared with my own eyes, but I thought the camera would see it. Of course, camera's decent. This is a decent camera. It's got a decent infrared filter on it, isn't it? Right. Okay. There we go. Jeez, I really wish I'd left myself some notes. Right, I've left myself some notes now. Nice and pink because there's no infrared filter on this camera, because the camera can see infrared, but our eyes can't. So you filter it out so that the image you get looks right, right? Oh, it's working now. There we go. It does work like magic, isn't it? So that, yeah, there we go. So if I use an infrared LED, it's not going to annoy the birds because look, you can't even see that it's on there, but it clearly is. So it'll light up the birds. Yeah, and this camera can see it. Oh yeah, look at that. Okay, so I'm going to wire up the LED so it's powered by the Pi. All these general purpose input output, well, they're pins normally, but they're holes here. I could wire it up so that the LED is always on, or I could wire it up to a pin that I can switch on and off in software, so that I only switch the LED on when I'm looking at the video. And I can put that in the same bit of Python code. That sounds like the sensible thing to do, doesn't it? Otherwise the LED will live longer if I do that. Okay, let's figure that out then. Okay, the way in which you control GPIO pins has changed since I last did it. So I had to go and look at the new methods, pinched a bit of code. There's loads of example code. You can see this is from Raspberry Tips website. Let's see if that... This is your classic Raspberry Pi thing, is basically switching an LED on and off. Of course, if you look at it with your naked eyes, You can't see it switching on and off. I can only see it switching on and off with my camera that doesn't have an infrared filter on it. All right, that's it then. That's my electronics done. Because I can play with the code at my leisure. I just need to go and get my bird box now and see if I can fit this in it. The new nesting box. It looks like a windmill. John made this. John adapted, so he already had this, he was just finishing it. And he adapted it, so he's put a bit of a hinge in the top, because I explained what I wanted to do. So that I can fix my, I've got to figure out how to fix the camera in there, right? So this is a 3D printed case for my Raspberry Pi Zero, right? Which is perfect. It's got screw holes, it's got all the mounts. It's perfect. And screw straight into the top there. So the camera, I could pin it, I could wire it, I could hot glue it. But really, I think I should take the time to design a mount that is at the perfect angle so that it's pointing in the perfect direction, and then I can put the LED alongside it, right? Which means that, as with most projects, I'm not going to finish it this weekend. And spring is coming. Got to get the nesting box ready for the birds, for spring. Got to have something to look forward to. Right.